Hi, my name is Chris Holton Jablonski, and it is my great joy and privilege to serve you as your minister. This is For My People by Margaret Walker. For my people everywhere, singing their slave songs repeatedly, their dirges and their ditties and their blues and jubilees, praying their prayers nightly to an unknown God, bending their knees humbly to an unseen power. For my people lending their strength to the years, to the gone years and the now years and the maybe years, washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, sewing, mending, hoeing, plowing, digging, planting, pruning, patching, dragging along, never gaining, never reaping, never knowing, and never understanding. For my playmates in the clay and dust and sand of Alabama backyards, playing baptizing and preacher and doctor and jail and soldier and school and mama and cooking and playhouse and concert and store and hair and Miss Chumby and company. For the cramped, bewildered years, we went to school to learn to know the reasons why and the answers to and the people who and the places where the days when, in memory of the bitter hours when we discovered we were black and poor and small and different, and nobody cared and nobody wondered and nobody understood. For the boys and girls who grew up in spite of these things to be man and woman, to laugh and dance and sing and play and drink their wine and religion and success, to marry their playmates and bear children and then die of consumption and anemia and lynching. For my people thronging 47th Street in Chicago and Lenox Avenue in New York and Rampart Street in New Orleans, lost, disinherited, dispossessed, and happy people, filling the cabarets and taverns and other people's pockets and needing bread and shoes and milk and land and money and something all our own. For my people walking blindly, spreading joy, losing time, being lazy, sleeping when hungry, shouting when burdened, drinking when hopeless, tied and shackled and tangled among ourselves by the unseen creatures who tower over us omnisciently and laugh. For my people blundering and groping and floundering in the dark of churches and schools and clubs and societies, associations and councils and committees and conventions, distressed and disturbed and deceived and devoured by money-hungry, glory-craving leeches, preyed on by facile force of state and fad and novelty, by false prophet and holy believer, for my people, standing, staring, trying to fashion a better way from confusion, from hypocrisy and misunderstanding, trying to fashion a world that will hold all the people, all the faces, all the Adams and Eves and their countless generations. Let a new earth rise. Let another world be born. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a second generation full of courage issue forth. Let a people loving freedom come to growth. Let a beauty full of healing and a strength of final clenching be the pulsing in our spirits and in our blood. Let the martial songs be written. Let the dirges disappear. Let a race of men now rise and take control. One of the beautiful things about quarantine has been finding this new podcast, The Slowdown, by our recent Poet Laureate of the United States, Tracy K. Smith. It was here that I found that poem just recently. Let a new earth rise. Let another world be born. Let a people loving freedom come to growth. This is a complex time we are living in. so full of promise and potential, so full of possibility. I am so grateful as ever to be here with you, to be building this community with you, to be growing in this moment with you all. And with the call resounding all over the community and our country of Black Lives Matter, I was touched and inspired recently by a little sign I saw which continued and broadened the message. It began Black Lives Matter, and then added Black trans lives matter, Black children matter, Black love matters, Black mental health matters, Black art matters, Black dreams matter, Black future matters. I love this. There is something beautiful and good brewing. A new earth rising, a new world being born, and it is beautiful and it is good. I'm so grateful for so many of you who have reached out with ideas of things that we could do as a community. So grateful for the many of you who are hungry to get involved and dig in and make a difference. Stay tuned for more opportunities and details, but I wanted to let you know about a couple things on the way. There will be a reading and discussion group starting soon, led by Martha Courant and Ran Courant Morgan. I will be part of this and am very much looking forward to it. In addition, there's a workshop and a training led by the Lewis T. Brown Center, the group with which we have partnered for many years with the Mother's Day Walk. They're hosting a 3-day-long training for white allies on racism, stereotypes, and the root causes of violence. It's in the middle of August for anyone who wants to do a bit of a deep dive. We'll be sending a team to that virtually and would love for you to participate if you like. And in addition, our group called Beyond Ferguson continues to meet on the last Sunday of every month. If you want to be involved with that, you can email socialaction@uubelmont.org. or just text or call or email me. And this is just the beginning. There will be so many more ways to dig in, to do good work, to help this new world be born. Independence Day was just a few days ago, and it was complex. On our way back from a favorite little pond in Maine, I passed a house with a huge Confederate flag out front, right next to an American flag, again, in Maine. And then just a few hours later, I saw images of people burning small American flags in protest. I watched this along with my children as they took it all in. This is a big moment we are sharing. So much is in flux. So much is not yet written, but the pen is in our hands. Like so many people, we watched Hamilton, truth be told, more than a few times in the last many days. It's a staggering work of genius, and if you haven't seen it, please do. It's just so good, and every time I watch it, a new bit of genius leaps out at me. But one of my favorite Hamilton moments came very long time ago when we were listening to the soundtrack. In the pretty famous song, My Shot, there's this line where the John Lawrence character says, "You will never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I, do or die, wait till I sally in on a stallion with the 1st Black Battalion." And my then about 9-year-old son, Ben, says, "Well, it wouldn't really be the 1st Black Battalion because, Africa had armies." And his mother and my mind were blown. For so many reasons, for the depth with which he was listening to the song, first off, and then for the nuance and his blossoming racial understanding. There is so much possible now, so much in bud. Please do dig in. This is how our spiritual lives blossom. By paying attention when we are stirred, by answering the call to deepen and inquire, to rise up, to dig deep. While fishing at this precious lake we just visited recently, ask me some other time about the fishing, I saw one of my favorite things, water bugs. It was a quiet moment on a little creek that feeds into the lake. I was listening to the sound of one of the smallest little waterfalls reconstituting my being, and I saw them. These are the bugs so light and so specifically evolved and designed that they stay forever on the surface of the water. And this is fine. They seem content. But my prayer for you all, for us all, is that we dive down a little deeper, that we take in this moment, this truth, this reality, and let it connect us, let it bring us down into the depths which await us. There is so much beauty and truth and goodness and growth in these depths which await. It is in these depths that the new earth arises, that the new world is born. So much love to you all. Amen.